Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Sunday, April 24th, 2016, around 3:58 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's a very sunny day out today. Highs around 60 or so, and it's a perfect spring day. Get out and enjoy it. Tomorrow's going to be nice as well. Clouding up. Tuesday, it's going to be raining, and the rest of the week, okay. Some news to report. The Washington Capitals beat the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 1-0 on NBC. The Capitals win the series in 6 games. And the San Antonio Spurs swept the Memphis Grizzlies out of the playoffs by the score of 116-95 on ABC. That was expected. And sad news to report in the world of NFL. Former Patriots player Ron Brace passed away at the age of 29. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the sports reporters on ESPN. The sports reporters are a Sunday morning sports show where a host and 3 sports writers on a rotating basis talk about the week's sports news and other stuff. The sports reporters started back in 1988, and it was first hosted by Gary Thorne, and a couple months later he was replaced by legendary sports writer Dick Schaap, who hosted it for 13 years until he passed away in 2001, and since 2002 it has been hosted by John Saunders. And the sports reporters are taped at ESPN Studios in Bristol, Connecticut right now. For many years it was taped in a studio in New York City, and from 1999 through 2010 it was taped at the old ESPN Zone restaurant. And the sports reporters are a half hour long, from 9:30 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning on ESPN, with a replay at 10:30 on ESPN2, and it's replayed a lot of times on Sundays on ESPN News. During the football season, it's on at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday. And usually the sports writers on the sports reporters who are regular panelists are Mike Lupica of the New York Daily News, Bob Bryan of the Boston Globe, Mitch Albom of the Detroit Free Press, Israel Gutierrez of the Miami newspaper, and Michael Smith, who used to write for the Boston Globe. Now he works for ESPN. Jamel Hill, who also works for ESPN. And Stephen A. Smith. Former panelists on this show included Dan Shaughnessy, the late Bill Callen, and also John Feinstein, and William Roden, and the late Brian Barlow. And the sports reporters have 4 segments devoted to what the week's sports news, and the host, John Saunders, has lively discussion with the topics with the 3 sports writers. They give the opinions of what is causing the problems and the solutions, and some of them they're real passionate about the issue. Some of them are hard-hitting. Sometimes they criticize, sometimes they praise, sometimes they just gab on about the stuff. And usually at the end of the show, each of the 3 sports writers have a parting shot before the show goes off, and they have John Saunders have a shout off before he goes off, usually a commentary or an opinion about a certain player or team or issue. When the sports reporters first started in the late 1980s, they had a segment on Sunday morning sports center preceding sports reporters, where they had two sports writers talk about a debate about a certain issue. It was about a minute or two, and then the host at the time, Dick Schaap, would moderate it and come to a decision. And the sports reporters is very successful. It gets good ratings for ESPN. There's a lot of spin-offs of the sports reporters for other ESPNs across the globe, including ESPN Latin America. There's soon going to be one in ESPN Brazil, and there's also one for TSN in Canada, which is the sister station of ESPN in the Great White North. And I love watching the sports reporters whenever I can. John Saunders is a great host, and when Dick Schaap was alive, he was an awesome host as well. A couple of times they've gone off topic about sports, and in September of 2001, after the 9/11 attacks, they had an hour-long sports reporters about security now at sporting events because of 9/11. That was Dick Schaap's last sports reporters he hosted, because he had to get his knee replaced, and he had complications that led to his passing in December 2001. And they had a special sports reporters talking about security after the Paris attacks in November of 2015. And that's about it on Sports Reporters. The third and final video blog's coming up tonight. It will be about the professional wrestler, the masked superstar, aka Acts of Demolition, aka Bill Eddy. Keep calm, everybody. Julie Benegay, Molly Roseblood of WCCO Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's rocks. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. And in the words of the late great Baseball Hall of Fame announcer Dave Niehaus, famous for calling Seattle Mariners games for over 30 years, my, oh my, bye now.